Hey there, let's play Wordle number 525. The answer to yesterday's country was Japan, and viewer Cablewire suggested starting with the word haiku, as that is a form of poetry that originated in Japan, which I thought was a lovely sentiment. And, I mean, gotta check the terminal U, right? It might be Bayou. It's not. Fun fact, Bayou, I believe, is the only word on the answer list that ends in U. Well, we have a yellow A. We gotta start somewhere, right? I'm gonna grab more letters, because I don't have enough to work with to even begin to guess what this word is. So how about... I'm seeing crest, which seems odd, but I kind of like it. Ooh, that was a good choice. So something like C-L-E-A, clean? Oh man, that was a good solve. Didn't expect to get a quick solve with that start. That is awesome. I got lucky. I think crest was an amazing choice. I don't know why I mean, that wouldn't normally be what I would have done, but I did get 3 vowels covered with haiku. It's not a terrible starting word in that sense. All right, thanks, Cable. So let's talk about Japan a little bit. Japan, I think most people are fairly familiar with. It is an island country in East Asia in the Northwest Pacific Ocean. It is part of the Ring of Fire and spans an archipelago of 6,852 islands. I did not know it had that many. Its 5 main islands are Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, Kyushu, and Okinawa. Tokyo is the nation's capital and largest city, and the Tokyo metropolitan area is the most populous city in the world, with approximately 37 million people. For perspective, the entire population of California is like 39 million. So that's like if you took all of California and stuck it in one city. That's crazy. Japan is the 11th most populous country in the world, as well as one of the most densely populated and urbanized. Its population of 123 million is mostly concentrated on its narrow coastal plains, as it is a very mountainous country as well. Japan has been inhabited since the Upper Paleolithic period, which was about 30,000 years ago. Between the 4th and 9th centuries CE, the kingdoms of Japan became unified under an emperor and the imperial court based in Heian-kyo. Beginning in the 12th century, political power was held by a series of military dictators, shogun, and feudal lords, daimyo, and enforced by a class of warrior nobility known as samurai. After a century-long period of civil war, the country was reunified in 1603 under the Tokugawa shogunate, which enacted an isolationist foreign policy. In 1854, a United States fleet forced Japan to open trade to the West, which led to the end of the shogunate and the restoration of imperial power in 1868. This newly restored empire of Japan adopted a Western-modeled constitution and pursued a program of industrialization and modernization. Amidst a rise in militarism and overseas colonization, Japan invaded China in 1937. Japan entered World War II as an Axis power in 1941. And was defeated, of course, in the Pacific War after 2 atomic bombings perpetrated by the United States on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan surrendered in 1945 and came under a 7-year Allied occupation, during which it adopted a new constitution and began a military alliance with the United States. Under this 1947 constitution, Japan has maintained, I can totally read what I wrote here, Japan has maintained a unitary parliamentary constitutional monarchy with a bicameral legislature called the National Diet. The emperor is largely a ceremonial role and does not have political power. Japan is a highly developed country and a great power in global politics. Its economy is the world's 3rd largest after the United States and China. In nominal GDP, and the 4th largest by PPP. I just like saying PPP. Although Japan has renounced its right to declare war, the country maintains a self-defense force that ranks as one of the world's strongest militaries. After World War II, Japan experienced record growth in an economic miracle, becoming the 2nd largest economy in the world by 1972, but has stagnated since 1995 in what is referred to as the lost decades. Japan has the world's highest life expectancy at 84 years, but it is experiencing a decline in population. Japan is a global leader in the automotive, robotics, and electronics industries, and has made significant contributions to science and technology. The culture of Japan is well known around the world, including art, cuisine, film, music, and pop culture, which encompasses prominent comic, animation, and video game industries. I'm sure many people are familiar with J-pop, sushi, and of course, anime. It is a member of numerous international organizations, including the United Nations, OECD, G20, and the Group of 7. It ranks 19th on the Human Development Index, 66th in measures of freedom of press, and has the second lowest infant mortality rate in the world at just 1.7 deaths per 1,000 live births. So, that is Japan in a nutshell. Obviously, that is an extremely brief summary of Japan's long, complicated history and cultural influence on the world. I will, of course, always link to the Wikipedia article where I got this information in the description below. So feel free to drop a comment with a suggestion for a starting word for tomorrow's Wordle based on today's Countryle answer, as always, and I will see you then for some more Wordle.